Does God have autism? Hey guys, it's John here in the John of New Studios. I hope you're enjoying your day today. Let me open my curtain over here. Let me get a little bit more light in. I was doing a reading yesterday for a lovely lady, and she was talking about the way she was living her life. And I said to her in the statement, I said, in the Bible it says, whatever you ask in God's name is granted if you have faith. And then I said, it didn't say, whatever you ask in God's name is granted if you have faith, and it's good. And we started talking about that, and I came to the concept is God must be autistic. And there are many people in the spiritual world who believe autism is transitioning to a different, higher phase of experience. I'm not sure whether that's true or not. And I don't really care. I look at everybody the same, however they are. But the concept of God being autistic is interesting because I knew an autistic kid whose favorite Marvel comic book character was Drax the Destroyer. And I asked him why. He says, because he thinks like me. And in the Guardians of the Galaxy, he says, don't say that, it'll go over his head. He says, nothing will go over my head. I am too fast, I would catch it. And it's explained that his people only think in literal terms. And that's how autistic people think. So when you're putting your intention out to the source, to God, it doesn't think in positives or negatives. It thinks in focus. What are you focused on? Anti-war is focused on war. Pro-peace is focused on peace. Love is focused on love. Fear is focused on fear, right? Am I worthy is focused on fear, and all of your aspects of what you're asking for, like, oh, thank God, please don't, in The Secret, Bob Proctor says, don't focus on debt, focus on prosperity, and debt will take care of itself, right? And that's so true, because if you focus on the debt, you're going to be creating more of that into your life. And get focused on the abundance, focus on the joyful abundance you're receiving. My focus is on receiving abundance. My focus is not on fixing my debt or finding a job, because that's focused on not having one, right? It's about getting very present with the results coming into your experience. And when, God being autistic means that you have to speak to God in the way God hears. And the way God hears is what you focus on. So if you're focused on the concepts of fighting something or arguing against something or creating something to solve your problem, you're focused on the problem, right? You're focused on the issues. You're focusing on the fight. You're focusing on all the things that aren't loving. And God is going to give you all the things that aren't loving, because that's what you asked for. You asked for you asked through your focused belief. Shakespeare said, words without thoughts never to heaven go. You can say all kinds of things, but if the belief behind it says something else, it's the belief and the focus that's going to be manifested into your experience. So it's a matter of you getting very clear in your present moment about the positive outcomes you're creating and believing they're coming into existence. And that's really why I say God is autistic. And that's not in any way, shape, or form to mock autism, because I've met beautiful, loving, caring, amazingly smart autistic people, on the spectrum and otherwise. So it's not about, in any way, shape, or form, separating autism as something bad. God is autistic. God thinks that way. And so, in my mind, think very literally about your life, and what are you really believing, and what are you asking God for, and is that asking God with a focus of solving a problem as opposed to creating something more joyful. I tell people all the time, they're like, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. Well, all of those are the beliefs that it's not. So you're literally telling God, I don't have that. I am joyfully receiving, I'm creating, I'm enjoying, I'm exploring, I am doing all these really present moment active things that are bringing this incredible experience into my life. None of those are wanting, needing, hoping, or trying. And when you put yourself into that state of realizing that you get to create that way, then your life turns into this amazing adventure because now you're just joyfully receiving all the time. And do that in your life. Let go of focusing on the negative and really focus yourself on receiving the positive. And I say receiving a lot because the word receiving is a beautiful present moment active word. It means it is coming into your experience. And when it comes into your experience, you'll start to see evidence of it coming into your experience. And the more evidence of it you see coming into your experience, the more you'll trust that. And trust is developed by results over time. And what happens is you start to develop this trust. And what's another word for trust? Faith. You will receive if you have faith. And it comes down to you being active in where you're focused. And so I hope that is an inspiration to some of you to realize that what you're focused on is what you're creating, and that you'll take the second to think, what am I focused on? And remembering, am I is God's name backwards. Am I? Nope, I am. Two different things. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.